Right now, I want you to do something. Take a deep breath. Go on. I'll wait. Now blow it out. That's it. A tiny puff of air. Enough to cool your coffee. Fog up a window, or annoy someone sitting way too close to you on a bus. Not exactly a force of nature. But what if every human on Earth did that at exactly the same moment? Every baby, every teacher, every astronaut, cities, villages, deserts, forests, 8 billion people, one breath, 1 second. Could humanity create a giant gust of wind? A storm? Maybe even a hurricane? At first, that sounds ridiculous. Then you remember something. There are 8 billion of us. And suddenly it sounds slightly less ridiculous. So let's find out. The average person exhales about half a liter of air in a normal breath. That doesn't sound like much. Because it isn't. Half a liter is roughly the volume of a large water bottle. Now multiply that by 8 billion people. Suddenly humanity is pushing out around 4 billion liters of air. That's a number so large your brain immediately gives up and replaces it with. Probably a lot. 4 billion liters. That sounds impressive. It sounds like the beginning of a weather report. And for a moment, it feels like we've accidentally invented a human-powered hurricane. But we've made a mistake. A very human mistake. We focused on the number. And ignored the distance. Humanity isn't standing in one place. We're spread across an entire planet. Stand two people close together, and they can barely feel each other's breath. Now stretch that gap across oceans and continents. When everyone blows at once, the air doesn't combine into one giant blast. It escapes in billions of different directions, which is considerably less impressive, and considerably less likely to appear in a disaster movie. But let's cheat. Let's pretend every human is standing shoulder to shoulder. No traffic, no borders, no personal space, which, to be honest, is already becoming a bigger problem than the wind. Now things get interesting. For one brief moment, humanity would create an enormous moving cloud of air. Enough to send dust flying. Enough to knock over lightweight objects. Enough to make every bird in the area question its understanding of weather. But a hurricane? Not even close. And this is where the numbers become unfair. Humanity's giant synchronized breath sounds enormous. Until you compare it to an actual hurricane. A hurricane doesn't move billions of liters of air. It moves billions of liters constantly. Second after second, minute after minute, hour after hour. Here's the part that actually breaks your brain though. A mature hurricane moves roughly 2 billion kilograms of air every single second. Our 4 billion liters? A hurricane burns through that in about 2 seconds. 2 seconds. That's how long it takes a hurricane to casually lap all of humanity breathing together at once. Imagine showing up to a weightlifting competition carrying a backpack, and discovering your opponent is a mountain. That's basically humanity versus a hurricane. The comparison isn't close. It's not even the same sport. And that's the twist. The question wasn't whether 8 billion people could make a lot of wind. We absolutely can. The question is whether 8 billion people can compete with the atmosphere itself. And the answer is no. Not because humanity is weak. Because the atmosphere is absurd. The sky looks empty, but it isn't. It's an ocean of air stretching above your head. And compared to that ocean, humanity's biggest synchronized breath is barely a ripple. But here's the part one like. Every time humans discover a really big number, we assume we're about to become powerful. Then nature shows up with a number so much larger it completely resets the conversation. Every single time. So if every human on Earth took a deep breath and blew at exactly the same moment, would we create a hurricane? No. Would we create a storm? Not really. Would we create the largest synchronized exhale in history? Absolutely. And somewhere, one very confused pigeon would probably have a terrible day.